Spooky. Deal with it. Hello. Make sure the music's done before we share stories or share stories. Turn off lights and light candles. Yikes. I was going to do this closer to Halloween, but it's getting kind of intense, these stories. It's so scary. Oh my gosh, what's going on, kittens? Hello. What'd you guys think of that? Good grief. I know, it is spooky. It's only the 18th. We got 13 more days to, or 12 more until it's Halloween. Yeah, spooky. All right. So, how is everybody? Let me say hi to you guys. Hello, Shalama, Anna, Lloyd Boston, Michael Blades, Sean B, Janet, Honey Bunny, Donna McCain, Rock 54, Brian Plott. Hi, you guys. Look at it, Anna's ghost with the tongue out, and they're all smiling. All right, you guys. I'm only 17. I think it's 17 or 14. Shoot. Wait, I have 187, so I'm 13, or maybe I have, wait, one. I'm either 786 or 787. I'm 13 or 14 away from 800. That's my goal. Hit the like, please. All right, you guys, we'll get right into it. I didn't see Dumplin' live. I didn't see Rebel live yet. Jimmy already did his live. I missed it. I watched it back though when I got back from the dentist with my son. He has no cavities and he had pain in 3 teeth. So it's from grinding and that kind of thing. We thought he had another cavity. So we're really happy about that. Hi, Tammy. Hello, everybody. All right. Um, yeah, if Jamie Peace or Destiny or Maria G or Mab investigates jumps in, I'll have a mod. If there's anything intense going on in chat, put up those stop signs and let me see what's going on. Oh, hi. I'm just doing a giveaway. Oh, right now? I thought that was after your painting or something. You're going to do a giveaway tonight? Lloyd Boston says he's scared. I am scared. That music was intense. All right, so this is the Pollock sisters. We talked about that poor woman that I think was murdered and then pushed off the cliff. And they, found her with shark bites and things like that, laying in that kelp. That poor woman. I think her first name was Michelle, wasn't it? Anyway, so this one is in the 1940s. Florence and John Pollock, or Pollock, Pollock, were married, and in 1946, after having 2 sons, they welcomed their first daughter, who was named Joanna. In 1951, Florence gave birth to another baby girl named Jacqueline. Despite their age differences, the 2 girls had an extremely close bond. Joanna liked to take care of Jacqueline and saw herself as the ultimate big sister. Since their mother was busy running the family's grocery delivery business, Joanna saw herself as a second mother to her little sister. Oh my God, I've always have some little weird itch right in this area. Why is that? That's weird. Like I don't have a bump. I don't have anything growing in. It's not an, infected hair. It's just a dry area of my face or something. I don't know. They enjoyed playing dress up and pretend and generally enjoyed being around each other. Don't tell me they both get killed, you guys. At 8:30 Eastern. Okay, that's in about, wait, when is that? It's 4 now, so it's 7:30, so in about an hour. That's nice. That'll be fun. That's right. Digger Duck won a painting. If you guys go over there at 8:30, I hope you do. I'm assuming he's going to let people put numbers in. Dolly Vision's done that kind too, where you guess a number and you can guess random and you can get a free painting of rebels. So that's fun. Eerily, Joanna would always state that she would never grow up to become a lady. Oh, wow. She would always say that she would remain a child forever. No one took her seriously and chalked it up to the child's creative imagination. On May 7, 1957, 6-year-old Jacqueline and 11-year-old Joanna were walking to church with a young neighborhood boy, as they often did. While they were walking, a car came up behind them and hit them, going at an incredibly high speed. Oh my gosh, you guys, killing all 3 of the children. The Pollock sisters died instantly, and the little boy they were with died from his injuries at the hospital. The woman who was driving the car had just lost her children in a custody battle and was feeling angry and upset and was actually trying to take her own life. And this was in the 40s. I mean, I'm not saying things like that don't happen, but When learning about her children's deaths, Florence fell into a deep depression that lasted quite a long time. John, on the other hand, had the spiritual belief that the girls were in heaven or that they'd be reincarnated. He said he would have dreams about the girls and also felt some sort of presence in their bedroom. He claimed that every time he would go in there, he felt like he wasn't alone. John always had a fascination with reincarnation and would pray to God to bring his daughters back. Florence, on the other hand, was a very strict Catholic and never toyed with any of John's notions about reincarnation. This put such a strain on their relationship that they almost got a divorce. However, they stayed together and got pregnant again. Wow. Yeah. Hi, Cameron Finch. I didn't get my notification about any live today, but glad I didn't miss as much as yesterday. Yeah, are you able to ever look back, watch them back? Did you know that up in the corner you can hit that wheel looking thing and you can change it to the speed you want to watch it back at? So if someone's talking kind of slow, you can bring it all the way up to 2 times the speed and get through a 2-hour video in an hour or 45 minutes. Yeah, it's nice. I do that sometimes. From the beginning of the pregnancy, John thought that there were 2 babies, despite the doctor only claiming 1. However, John would keep insisting that there were 2, and the doctor was proved wrong on the day that twins, Jillian and Jennifer, were born. Wow, on October 4th, 1958. Twins never ran in the family, and Florence never felt like she had 2 fetuses growing inside her. Eerily, the newborn twins had the exact same birthmarks that Joanna and Jacqueline had, and it was this that Florence started to seriously consider her husband's beliefs. Wow. Also, make sure your notifications, hi, Miss Kitty, hi, Teacup Mama, are on all, like where you hit the subscribe or whatever, and then, make sure they're on all. Because there's been a few times when mine haven't been on all, and I thought they were. And then also, like in your settings in your computer or on your iPad, you've got to make sure the notifications are on. Yeah. And you can go to the setting that says YouTube, right? Like I have Messenger too, so I have notifications for that. Facebook, Messenger, YouTube. Hi, Kylie. Hi, Karen Lee. Hi, Gator Hater. Hi, you guys. Thank you for coming over. Aw, thanks, Kylie. You live in New Zealand, right? I'm listening at work. So proud of your hard work. Thank you. Thank you so much. When the twins were old enough to talk, they began identifying and requesting toys that had belonged to their sisters who had passed on, and would point out landmarks that only Joanna and Jacqueline would have known, like the school they attended. They would sometimes panic upon seeing cars and knew about street safety without either of their parents telling them about it. Wow, you guys. That's kind of bizarre, right? They got hit by a car, so they're frightened of cars. Hi, Tree Baby Tennessee. I am doing well, thank you. I hope you are too, and everybody in chat. The story of the Pollock sisters made its way to Dr. Ian Stevenson, a psychologist who studied reincarnation. After studying thousands of reincarnation cases, Dr. Stevenson wrote a book telling of 14 cases he believed to have been real, including that of the Pollock sisters. Whether or not the actual occurrence of reincarnation exists has yet to be explained. Oh, that's the end of it right there. That's the end of it. I don't really believe in it myself. Although I did see a I saw a program where this guy really like acted like he was down in a submarine that was sinking in the, was it the 18 or 1900s? I don't know which one, but he was under hypnosis, and I don't know. I think it was on could have been Donahue or even Winfrey. It was pretty believable and amazing. He was like sweating and crying and okay. The disappearance of Paula Jean Weldon. Yeah, hit the like, please. Hi, Okie Crime News. Thank you. Thanks, you guys, for supporting me. You know, there's some of you that come over here every day. Thank you. I don't believe in it, says Maddie. Yeah, I mean, you kind of really don't, too, right? If you're Christian, you're not supposed to or something. Is that true even? I don't know. What is it? You're such a meowser pursers. On December 1st, 1946, a sophomore at Bennington College, 18-year-old Paula Jean Weldon told her roommate, Elizabeth Parker, she was going for a long walk, but failed to return back to the shared space. Oh, it is Vermont. Oh my gosh. I thought maybe there was another Bennington. I instantly thought of Vermont. It's not real far from Burlington and stuff where I lived. I went to high school in Vermont. Local witnesses reported having seen her on the 270-mile trail called Vermont's Long Trail that cuts through Vermont to the Canadian border. A search party was immediately formed, but no clues were found on the trail. Soon after, the Bennington Banner reported that tantalizing and unquestionably strange leads began to materialize. There was one in particular made by a Massachusetts waitress that she'd served an agitated young woman matching Paula's description. Upon learning of this lead, Paula's father disappeared for 36 hours, supposedly in pursuit of the lead. Nevertheless, the authorities thought it was strange, and it led to him becoming a prime suspect in Paula's disappearance. Stories began circulating that Paula's home life was not nearly as idyllic and picturesque as her parents had initially reported to the police. Apparently, Paula had not returned home for Thanksgiving the week prior, and she may have been upset about a disagreement with her father. While claiming his innocence, Paula's father posited, posited a theory that Paula was distraught about a boy she liked at school, and that perhaps the boy should have been a suspect. Hi, Lori Shortlegs. Hi. Hi, Nab. Yay. Hi, Joni. So it looks like Nab, hi, Tara Lee, or Tara Lay, or Tara, or Tara Lee, or Lay. Hi, everybody. So yeah, Nab is a mod, and I think I just hit on the thing today here. Oh, no, I don't. I have to go into the live. Why wouldn't the blue thing just automatically come up, Mab? Do you have any idea? Oh, goodness gracious. I thought you'd automatically become a mod if I hit the 3 dots. But all right, listen, I'll be right back, you guys. All right. I'm going to play some spooky music while I hop in and hit the buttons, and then I'll be back. Brand. Can you guys hear me good? Okay, so that was a space map. I can't see on StreamYard your blue wrench. When I hopped over into the studio, oh, I know, it's spooky. When I hopped into the studio, boom, there you are with your wrench. See, that's how quickly I can just sort of forget the basics in 24 hours or whatever it is. All right, let's get back to the story. Thank you, prayers, Joni. Yeah. Um, okay, so Paula had not returned home for Thanksgiving the week prior, and she may have been upset about a disagreement with her father. My music isn't still going, right? Will somebody give me a one in chat or something if you can hear just my voice, because it'll loop and I won't even know because I can't hear it on this end. That happened yesterday and it happened like a week ago. Oh, good. Thank God. Okay. While claiming his innocence, Paula's father, oh, I already said this. Said the theory that Paula was distraught about a boy she liked at school and that perhaps the boy should have been a suspect. Yeah, I don't know. That sounds a little sketchy. Over the next decade after Paula's disappearance, a local Bennington man twice bragged to friends that he knew where Paula's body was buried. However, he was unable to lead the police to any body. With no evidence of a crime, no body, and no forensic clues, the case grew cold, and the fate of Paula Jean Weldon was never discovered. That's just sad. I mean, I say that with a lot of these stories. Paula Jean Weldon. How is everybody today? And here it is. Oh, there is a picture of her. Oh. There she is. Now, that was in 1946, Bennington, Vermont. I don't know. It says here she wanted to go for a hike on the trail. Gosh, can you guys hear that? Those are kids screaming and playing at the playground, which is good and okay, but it's really loud. Gosh, you guys. The small town of Bennington, Vermont is an odd place to have multiple mysterious disappearances, but between 1945 and 1950, 5 people vanished from the area. Victims ranged from an 8-year-old boy to a 74-year-old hunter. Arguably the most famous of the disappearances, one particular case led to the formation of the Vermont State Police in 1947. The Paula Jean Weldon vanished into nowhere on the first day of December 1946 and became a mystery that would haunt the sleepy town forever. She was considering on changing her major to botany. There was nothing out of the ordinary about her. She studied hard and worked at the college cafeteria and got good grades. You just can't walk alone. I don't even think it's safe for men or teens, to walk trails alone. I mean, males, now. I mean, it's in the mountains. She wanted to go for a walk on Vermont's long trail in the Glastonbury Mountains. The trail ran for more than 270 miles, cut through forests and woods to the north of Bennington until it reached the Canadian border. Thank you. Yeah, hit the like, please. Hi, Irish Badass. Oh, Lori's not doing Turtle Island tonight because his daughter wanted to go to a haunted hay ride. Okay. With PJ and her daughter also. All right. Thank you for letting me know. Hi, sidekick. Oh, nice. Hi, Green Goblin. Can I kick it? Hello, Elizabeth Watson. I'm just seeing if I missed some names. I don't think I did. Rebel always comes over here. I don't think he's missed a day since I started of coming over and saying hello. Hi, Pam C. Thank you, everybody. Several people spotted Paula on her way to the long trail, including a group of fellow hikers. One of them warned Paula that the clothes she was wearing, blue jeans and a parka, were not warm enough for a hike. Okay, yeah, that's December. She went anyway, heading north. She was carrying no money with her, and she had even left behind an uncashed check from her parents. No one saw Paula Jean Weldon again. When she hadn't returned by the time her roommate went to bed, the roommate thought Paula was pulling a late night of studying at the college library. But the roommate became concerned the next morning when it was clear that her roommate went to bed. The roommate thought Paula was, oh, I already read that. But the roommate became concerned the next morning when it was clear she hadn't returned from her walk. Her bed was undisturbed. The roommate contacted the college officials who organized a small search party to look for Paula within the campus grounds. The college had a system where students had to sign out if they were going to be off campus late in the evening. Okay, even back in the 40s, or maybe they don't do that now. I don't know. Do you guys know? I mean, I haven't been to college since the 80s. And I think we did have to sign something, but I can't remember. What? 2 days ago in broad daylight in a shopping parking lot, a woman was chased and shot near my house for a purse. Crime is getting out of control. It's scary that it happened in a public place. Wow, can I kick it? That's really scary. When I read that, I think of Fred Meyer up the hill and all the times I'm walking to my neighbor's car with my groceries. Oh, thank you, Meb. Thank you. Yeah, if you want to donate, it's at Dakota Dame 0627. Wow. But Paula's name was not on the sign out list. Firefighters and the National Guard eventually joined the search. I don't know. I kind of think like it just would have been a perfect, right, opportunity for a man to grab a woman out there on those long trails by herself. I mean, maybe she tripped and fell, but wouldn't they have at least found like a piece of clothing or something? So, but the dad seems a little sus. I don't know. The search effort was hampered by the fact that at the time there was no statewide law enforcement agency in Vermont. Thus, the various attempts to find Paula were self directed teams that often went over the same ground several times. In doing so, they wasted precious time and energy. Eventually, they called in the neighboring Connecticut State Police to provide more assistance. Hi, Lisa V. Yeah, I mean, my mind, that's where it instantly goes anyway. I've told my daughter just repeatedly, even when she was staying with her friend like 5 blocks away for those 2.5 months, don't, I mean, at least be together if you're going to go to the store. Don't just go get a soda by yourself, day or night, especially the area she was staying with her friend in. It's supposed to be the worst area in town. I was just sick. Just sick. Um, okay, so investigators found a man who stated that he had seen Paula soon before her disappearance. This young man became a suspect when he told differing stories about where he had spent the evening of December 1st. Allegedly, he also told at least two friends that he knew where she was buried. This is the person? He later claimed that he was only kidding around. The search continued, but nobody has ever found Paula or her remains. There was only positive aspect about this case, if one can find anything positive in such a tragic story. The bungled handling of the search by multiple agencies led to the creation of the Vermont State Police the following year. Wow. That's sad. All right, we'll go on to our next one. She just looks so young and wait. How do I move the thing forward, you guys? You'd think I would hit on the square, but I don't know. Let me see. Okay, so I did a lot today. I cleaned the guinea pig cage. It just takes forever. I have to put gloves on, right? And then I got to scrape out some of the soiled bedding that's stuck to the huge long bottom of the cage. And I got to take it apart, clean it, dry it, put fresh bedding in, clean the little bowls, the food bowl, both water containers, take apart the water bottles, right? Stick Q-tips in. I've been doing this for every 2 weeks for going on 14 years. That's hundreds of times. And then I have to check the guinea pig. That's when I check him. Check his teeth, make sure they're not touching or anything. Look at his eyes, clean out his bottom a little, you know. Today I trimmed up his hair for half an hour and then he peed. He peed all over my jeans. So I had to change my clothes. And he did something he's never done. He bit me, but not massively hard. It was like a warning bite. And it was like, you can't even see it anymore, but it was right there, this pink spot. And I screamed. I mean, it was sharp. Their teeth are like razor blades. I was like, maybe that's why he didn't bite on through, because I screamed. Maybe that kept him from biting on through, but he clearly wasn't liking his haircut today. His hair gets so long and he gets hot. So I really just gave him a trim today. All right, so I did that. And my son went to the dentist. And then I always vacuum the entire house. When I vacuum around the cage, I just do the whole house. And then when all of that was done, I made homemade tacos. Yeah. And then I got on here. I want to do a show for all of us before other people start their shows. So it's been such a full day. I'm almost kind of glad that Turtle Island isn't tonight. I hope you guys aren't too bored. Hi, Pittsburgh Nurse. Hi, everybody. Hi, Lisa V. Okay, if I swing this thing too much, it'll go past. Okay, okay. All right, I'm here now. Okay. The disappearance of the Flannan Isle lighthouse keepers. I think I heard this story, but it could have been another one, right? The disappearance of this lighthouse keeper. Yeah. So, yeah. The Flannan Isles is a group of rocky, uninhabited islands off the western coast of Scotland. The islands are best known to be adored by sheep, and shepherds often sail their flock there to graze. Really? The shepherds put their sheep on like a boat and sail them to the Flannan Islands to graze. Sheep that grazed on the Flannan Isles were believed to give birth to twins or recover from illness. Despite it being a paradise for the woolly critters, rumors of a haunted spirit prevented shepherds from ever staying overnight. Okay, this might be a different one. In 1896, the Board of Trade funded the construction of a lighthouse on the largest of the Flannan Isles. Eileen Moore, in December 1899, the lighthouse was completed and lit for the first time. 4 lighthouse keepers were assigned to maintain the lighthouse and work a rotation of 6 weeks on, 2 weeks off. This meant there were always 3 men on the island at the same time. In mid-December 1900, the 3 men on the island were 43-year-old principal keeper James Duckett, who had a wife and 4 children and 20 years' experience, the 40-year-old occasional keeper Donald MacArthur, who was married and covering for the first assistant keeper who was on sick leave, and the 28-year-old second assistant keeper Thomas Marshall. The 4th keeper, Joseph Moore, was off duty. Around midnight on December 15th, the steamship Arctur passed by the Isles. Captain Holman noticed he could not see the light from the lighthouse, even though the conditions should have allowed him to. When the Arctur arrived in port, they reported the light's absence, even though this was never communicated to the Northern Lighthouse Board. On December 26th, the lighthouse tender ship Hesperus made a routine visit to Eileen Moore. When nearing the island, Captain James Harvey found it odd that the Scottish flag had been removed from the flagpole. He then sounded the horn to get the attention of the 3 lighthouse keepers, but there was no response. They then attempted firing a flare, but again no response. Hi, Gramazon. Hi, everybody. Thank you for landing over here, listening. Landing, I don't know why I said that. Joseph Moore was on board the Hesperus, and with no signal coming from the island, he was sent ashore. Upon arriving at Eileen Moore East Landing, nothing appeared amiss, and everything seemed normal, just as he had left it. Eileen Moore is spelled Eilean, and then the Moore is M-O with a little line on top, R. He went up the island to find the entrance gate, the entrance door, and the door after that all shut. However, the kitchen door was found open, and it was discovered that the fire had not been lit for several days. All of the clocks were stopped. I then entered the rooms in succession, Moore reported. I found the beds empty, just as they had left them in the early morning. This is so weird. The bodies of the three men were never found, and their disappearance still remains a mystery to this day. I'm wondering if this is the one where they tried to get on a boat and they didn't make it somewhere. Did you guys ever hear about this? Did anybody hear this story before? I mean, there's probably other ones out there where lighthouse keepers or, disappear. Wow. Number 44 out of 50. The murder of Betty Shanks. I didn't do every single cotton picking one, because there's more recent ones, like Tupac was in here. And of course, Jimmy Williams talked about that already. And then there was Jean Bonnet, and I just wanted to cover ones I've never heard of and older ones. So that's what I've been doing. The murder of Betty Shanks. On September 19, 1952, 22-year-old Betty Shanks got off the train at Days Road Terminus in Grange, a suburb of Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. She was attending classes at the University of Queensland, started her short walk home after getting off a train. However, she would never arrive. Oh gosh, you guys. Her badly beaten body was found on the corner of Carberry and Thomas Streets in the garden of a house at 5:35 a.m. the next morning by a policeman who lived nearby. At the time, it became one of Queensland's most notorious investigations ever. What? This is all they have. Despite many theories, her murder is still unsolved. As of today, there is still a $50,000 Australian reward for a suspect. I'm going to look up, because I didn't read much, I'm going to see if there's a picture of her and a little more information too. Wow. Mm. Well, there is a picture of her. There's a picture. Oh gosh, you guys. There she is. That's her right there. Betty Shanks from Australia. Hmm. Wow. Okay, that's weird. I literally, I'm reading a little bit here, you guys, and it says, was Betty Shanks murdered over her lottery win? Dr. Carter's sons provided their DNA samples, and the profile was not at all a match with the DNA found on Shanks' clothes, thereby eliminating Dr. Carter as the murderer. Was she murdered over her lottery win? What? Maybe that's pure speculation. Oh, wow. Here's a much better picture. Not that you guys really need to see it again, but Betty Shanks. All right, here's a little more detail. Betty Shanks was 22 years old, murdered in 1952. She was employed at the Department of Interior as a public servant, but she also took classes at night. She was headed home to her parents' house in Grange after attending a lecture. The day's road tram terminus was just a short distance to the house, and she was last seen exiting the tram at 9:32 p.m. that night. Her poor father was waiting up for her, but by 1:30 a.m. she still wasn't home, and he decided to report her missing to the authorities. Shortly before 6 a.m., one of the neighbors named Alex Stewart. So she was killed like at a neighbor's house. Went outside his home to get his newspaper. When he noticed Shank's body lying on the ground on his neighbor's yard, he immediately called the authorities. Wow. And it was, her body was found 500 feet away from the tram terminus. 500 feet. A few neighbors also told authorities that they heard screaming before 10 p.m. the previous night, but they assumed they were just teens from the nearby school being loud. Alex Stewart said he looked out his window but didn't see anything suspicious. Shank's condition was gruesome. Her teeth were found on the ground. Oh my God, you guys. Her face and some parts of her body also had obvious marks of black boot polish, and it looked like she had been kicked. Her bra straps were broken. Her underwear were removed. But further investigation showed that she was not sexually assaulted. Robbery was excluded as a motive, as her handbag and jewelry were found at the scene, though the contents of her purse were scattered everywhere. There were also bloody handprints on the fence. Shank's family and friends said she had no enemies and hadn't been dating anyone for the last year. She was all every mother could wish for in a daughter. We were a real team. She was the type of girl everybody loved, Shank's mother said. So over the years, there's been theories. One of them is a renowned doctor in the Brisbane area. 3 days after Shank's murder, a doctor by the name of Donald Carter died by suicide, and many speculated that he was the murderer. It was on the front page of newspapers, sparked rumors to arise. However, investigators, as well as Carter's own sons, looked into the matter and couldn't find a connection between Shanks and Carter. As for the reason Carter killed himself, A friend said that at that time the doctor was overworked and had financial difficulties. In addition, he was devastated after losing a patient. This theory has been disproven with DNA evidence, and Dr. Carter's sons provided their DNA. The profile wasn't a match at all. Wow. Hi, Mary Jane Doe. Hello. Yes. Oh, now I didn't, Lori, I saw that on Facebook and I didn't know that he said it yet. I thought it was going to like be in December or something. He would say where her remains are, but you're saying this? The big story today was Joran Vandersloot was brought here to America to confess to doing Natalie Holloway in. He put her remains into the ocean. It said he was telling the truth. That's actually what I said, because they really looked high and low. So you think she was probably tethered down with something in the ocean, you know? Oakland, California has a lot of crime, says Mab. Wow. Oops. Yeah, but she wanted to be led to the remains, right? Now she has a clue of where they are. But it's still really sad. There's speculation that Betty Shanks was murdered by an unknown individual who targeted her for money. According to the book I Know Who Killed Betty Shanks by Ted Does, a taxi driver came forward claiming that he had picked up a man more than a mile from the crime scene at about 10:40 p.m. on the night Shanks was killed. The driver said the man was wearing a suit that had blood on it. Some people believe that the man was the same person who called Shanks at her place of work just a few days before she was murdered. Shanks had entered the Golden Casket lottery and won a cash prize of $3,000. The Australian pound was used as the country's currency until 1966, when it was changed to the Australian dollar, which is equivalent to approximately $250,000 in today's money. Shanks' personal details, along with the information of the other winners, were published in the Daily Telegraph, which many speculate was how the man knew where to find Shanks. According to her co-workers, Shanks was visibly upset after talking to someone on the phone. There was no evidence to support that someone was harassing Shanks regarding her lottery win, but the man was named as a person of interest in the case. However, he never came forward and was never identified. Wow. Yeah, I'm reading about mysteries, and I didn't know if they were what kind. I just chose 50 spooky, haunting mysteries about a good week ago. And I plan on doing that for the remainder of this month. And then some other stories, but not mysteries, in November. A woman named Deshi Birtles claimed that her father, an ex-soldier turned locksmith, was the one who killed Betty Shanks. Birtles said that she went to the authorities several times to tell her story, but they didn't believe her. According to the Daily Mail, Birtles witnessed her father burning his clothes in their backyard on the night Shanks was murdered. Her father, who she claimed was physically and sexually abusive toward her, asked her to clean his leather boots that were stained with blood and tissue. Birtles, who at that time was 8 years old, said her father had told her, "Don't say anything, or you'll end up like Betty Shanks." I just doubt that woman would just make all that up. Birtles ran away from home in 1960 when she was 16 years old, and it was then that she shared her knowledge with the police. Okay. When asked why she wanted to run away, she answered that she had to in order to live, as her father will kill her, just like he killed Betty Shanks. However, the police told her that she shouldn't say such things and that they knew his father because he was the locksmith who worked on locks at the station. A psychiatric report of Bertle's father stated that he had the potential to be psychotic, which fits the violent crime scene. The marks on Shank's face and body were also believed to have come from the leather boots, that's right, that Bertles cleaned on the night of the murder. Bertle's father died a couple of years before her allegations were made public. I think it was him because there were like imprints of boots and stuff on her face, remember? And what, leather oil? Did I read that? To this day, authorities are looking for tips that could help the unsolved case move forward and lead to an arrest. Wow, that's sad. Okay. Hi, Art Go Show. Hello. Hi, Tony. Hi, everybody. Hello. Thanks for coming over. Appreciate it very much. All right, so I mean, I have my window closed, but can you guys still hear that? These stories, this past or last week, I should say, because well, last week and part of this week have been really, uh, really horrifying and graphic and scary and sad. The most interesting one to me was the Michelle von Emster. To me, where she was, I read that one yesterday, where she was found in that kelp and obviously bit by a shark, but probably pretty obviously, broken bones everywhere else and stuff too. Okay, the Leatherman, the Leatherman, the Leatherman, probably the Leatherman. The Leatherman was a particular vagabond who was famous for wearing his handmade leather clothes and traveled an annual route between the Connecticut River and the Hudson River, roughly from 1857 to 1889. His repeating voyage took him to certain towns in western Connecticut and eastern New York, and he would return to each town every 34 to 36 days. Living in rock shelters, he stopped at towns along his 365-mile loop for food and supplies. It was unclear what he did for work. One shopkeeper kept a record of his usual store order: 1 loaf of bread, a can of sardines, 1 pound of fancy crackers, a pie, 2 quarts of coffee, 1 gill of brandy, and a bottle of beer. An article from the Burlington Free Press dated April 7th, 1870, refers to him as a leather-clad man. It states that he rarely spoke and that when people addressed him, would simply speak in monosyllables. According to rumors, he was from Picardy, France. Even though he was fluent in French, he communicated mostly with grunts and gestures, rarely using the little English that he knew. When asked about his background, he would abruptly end the conversation. Even upon his death from cancer in 1889, the Leatherman's true identity remained unknown and is still a mystery to this day. The severed feet mystery. In 2007, a girl was walking along a beach in British Columbia when she found a sneaker that had washed up on shore. To her horror, she found that a human foot was inside. Since then, a number of severed feet have washed ashore, since then belonging to 5 men, 1 woman, and 3 of unknown sex. Throughout the years, the case still remains a mystery, with many theories floating around the general public and the media as to who the feet belonged to. Ooh, 2007. Have you guys heard that one yet ever? The severed feet mystery? It's just gross. The Vancouver police managed to identify 1 foot in 2008, matching its DNA to a man who was described as wanting to unalive himself. The authorities were then able to match 2 other feet found to a woman who was also believed to have unalived herself. Because of these findings, many speculate that the feet belonged to those who jumped off a bridge to their deaths. However, because of the rarity of only feet and no other body parts showing up, some believe they were those of the victims of the tsunami in 2004, since the makes of all the shoes were manufactured before 2004. Whatever the source these feet are coming from, they have left the world and authorities stumped. Goodness. Yeah, could be, Mary Jane. The case of Jeanette De Palma in 1972 in Springfield, New Jersey. There you go, Lori, New Jersey. Hi, Love XX Metal 1994. Hi, Melly Joe. I almost said Melly Aho. Melly Joe. Hi, it's so good to see you guys. In 1972 in Springfield, New Jersey, a dog brought a decomposing forearm to its owner. They quickly alerted police, and this prompted a police search, and the body was soon found afterward atop a cliff. The body was identified as Jeanette De Palma, a 16-year-old girl who was missing for 6 weeks. Ugh. The satanic panic grew fast and fierce. The hill where she was discovered was covered with occult symbols, and many were led to believe that her body was placed on a makeshift altar. I have to whisper a little. I don't want my son to hear this. Many locals and even some police officers pointed their fingers at an alleged coven of witches who were rumored to have used De Palma for a human sacrifice. Others said it was a satanic group. Sick. This is why I don't like Halloween either. Because of a flood, many of the case's details have been destroyed. However, some reports from local papers mention that police couldn't determine the cause of death due to the body's decomposition. Authorities investigated a local homeless man who was a prime suspect, only to find no connection to the killing. Many believe that De Palma may have provoked a group of Satan-worshipping teens at her high school, since she was involved with a group that helped drug addicts find their faith in Christ. To this day, her death remains unsolved. Gosh, you guys, that's so sad. Just sad. Picture of her. Oh. So this is a picture of her apparently alive. I don't know if that's, I'm assuming though that is really her. I mean, this, I think that's an actual crime scene photo, and that's her, Jeanette De Palma. Poor thing. And then hi, Becky. Hi, you guys. This is depressing and scary. Crime scene photos. There's another picture of her. This was 1972. Jeanette De Palma. And there's her, probably her mom and her dad. Oh, Lord. Okay, so a picture of her, you know, I'm guessing in the 60s there, right? With her siblings. I guess that's either her or that one, I'm guessing. Yeah, so I mean, I haven't heard any of these stories. Have you guys? So awful. Hi, Truth Seeker. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, you guys. Let's see this one. Megan, if your bell is set to all, maybe YouTube notifications are being weird again. I know the feeling. Oh, is there another Megan in here? Oh, there's the headphone guy. Hi, Demetrius. Hi, Maddie. I mean, because my YouTube notifications are working fine. That's why I'm assuming maybe I'm not the Megan you're talking to, Art. Because sometimes there are Megans in the chat. Okay, going along here for an hour and 20 minutes already. Yeah, I've got 2 big bags of chocolate. We'll pass out and I'll do a show for sure that day. And what day is Halloween? Like what day? Is it a Saturday or a Friday? Does anyone know? Yeah, hit the like, you guys. Thank you. I'm only like, well, when I started the show, I'm like 16 or something away from 800. I'm getting closer. I mean, today's the 18th and it's a Wednesday. So 18th. 25th would be a Wednesday. It's a Tuesday. Halloween is on a Tuesday. Yep, there it is. Thank you, Melly. All right. So now the vanishing of Cynthia Anderson. Cynthia Anderson, 20 years old, was raised in a very religious household that followed a schedule that was filled with prayer meetings, swimming events, camping events, seasonal parties, and Sunday worship, all organized by the church she and her family attended. Cynthia's father, Michael Anderson, described his daughter as a quiet and obedient kind of girl who never made waves, yet had lots of friends. Still don't know what year this is. Cynthia was also a very attractive young woman, and even though her parents had very strict rules, she had a boyfriend who was also a member of the church. That summer, her father reported that Cynthia was spending a lot of time on her face and becoming a bit of a debutante. That's weird. I've never heard that kind of saying, spending a lot of time on her face. Cynthia worked as a legal secretary in Toledo, Ohio, but was preparing to quit to attend Bible college, the same one her boyfriend attended. By the way her job was going, her last day couldn't come soon enough. The previous year, on a wall across from Cynthia's desk that was viewable from outside the window, someone had spray painted the words, "I love you, Cindy," in large letters with smaller by GW in the corner. remember this. In the 80s, this was, and I mean, we're talking big letters outside the building, on the building. And she was a secretary. This was on Unsolved Mysteries. I saw this on Unsolved Mysteries like 5-6 years ago. Did he have, oh, you're talking to someone else. Hi, Anna. Hello, everybody. I'm good, and you, Tina? I'm good. Took Parker to the dentist. He has no cavities, and he's shocked because he's got pain up here in 3 of his teeth. But the dentist said that he didn't see any, cavities forming, that it's probably from his grinding and what's the other thing he does? Grinds and clenches. Which is mostly because he had all his wisdom teeth and then like 7 more, all in that one day when he was put out cold. He handled it like a trooper, though, that's for sure. That was when he first moved here almost 4 years ago. He handled it really well. I was literally his nurse. But now he's got like bone loss, right? From not having the teeth. So his underbite is much more pronounced and everything. Okay, so somebody had spray painted the words, "I love you, Cindy," in large letters with smaller by GW in the corner. Cynthia was the only Cindy on that side of the strip mall where the graffiti was located. It seemed intentionally placed so that only Cynthia could see it. However, Cynthia had no idea who GW could have been. The message remained there for 6 months until it was eventually covered up. The message appeared again. I'm not remembering like this part. This time in bigger letters, but it became the least of Cynthia's problems. During the summer of 1981, Cynthia was being harassed by a number of anonymous phone calls with disturbing messages. This frightened her, and she began experiencing nightmares about being attacked by a man. It got so bad that her job even installed an emergency buzzer at her desk. Yes, and she kept her office doors locked at all times. Unfortunately, these precautions wouldn't be enough. I remember the buzzer part of the story. This has to be the same one. On August 4th, 1981, Cynthia skipped breakfast and left her parents' house around 8:30 a.m. to go to work. She arrived at the law office and was seen as late as 9:45 a.m. Around lunchtime, her employer, James Rabbit, arrived at the office. The lights and radio were on, but there was no sign of Cynthia. This is the one. When the boss arrives and she's not there. The scent of nail polish remover hung in the air. There was no note, and the phones were still ringing off the hook. There were no signs of struggle, and according to reports, the office door was still locked from the inside. Though her car was still in the parking lot, her keys and purse were missing. Eerily, a romance novel that Cynthia was reading was left open at her desk to a page where the protagonist was abducted at knife point. Wow. Cynthia Anderson was never found, and her case remains unsolved. Did she just walk away, or was she? No, I mean, you guys think she just walked away? I don't. Because most women wouldn't leave their purse. Do you know what I mean? Or no, she took her purse. Her car was left. She wouldn't leave her car there. anyway, these here's two pictures over here. Cynthia Anderson. Here's a couple of them here. I wonder if it's her boss. Nah, I doubt it. I don't know who that is. Oh, I didn't mean to leave that up there. Whoops. I wonder if her... Nah, I doubt it. Gee. This stuff's just too scary, you know? Been an hour and a half. Gonna have to bail for a while. Gotta take care of my turtles. Be back later, Tina. If not, I'll see you soon. Thank you, Tony. Thank you for coming by. Hope you're feeling okay these days and all that stuff. Oh, you're heading too, Demetrius. You take care. Have a nice day, okay? I'm sure Parker would love to talk to you pretty soon, one of these days. Hi, lunch lady. Hello. Hi, Truth Seeker. Thank you for coming over. Oh, right. Rebel is wait, he's been live now for like 18 minutes. Oh, he's doing his giveaway. Did you get over there, Sue? I don't participate because I've already got the Turtle Island that he painted me coming. You know, I want to, I don't want to guess the number. I mean, I could guess and then give it away, but if I were to win and guess the right number. So let me see how many more on here. Okay, so the disappearance of Kyron Hormon. I think it's the stepmother. I think she did something. She hated that boy. She was so jealous of the attention. So I'm not going to read about that. Most of us know about that. Number 50, the bizarre deaths at Dyatlov Pass. On the night of February 1st, 1959, 9 hikers died mysteriously in the mountains of what is now Russia. On the night of the incident, the group had set up camp on a slope, enjoyed dinner, got ready for bed, but never returned home. On February 26, a search party found the hikers' abandoned tent which had been ripped open from the inside. Surrounding the area were footprints left by the group, some wearing socks, some wearing a single shoe, some barefoot, all of which followed to the edge of a forest that was nearby. 2 bodies were found there, shoeless and wearing only underwear. Initially, it was believed they died by hypothermia, but medical examiners took a look at the body as well as the 7 others that were discovered over the months that followed and disproved that theory. One body had evidence of blunt force trauma as the result of a brutal assault. Another body had 3rd-degree burns. One had been vomiting blood, and the last one was missing a tongue. Good God. Some of their clothing had been found to be radioactive. How does that happen, you guys? I mean, all right. So the morbid theories that floated included KGB interference, drug overdoses, UFOs, gravity anomalies, the Yeti, and a terrifying but real phenomenon called infrasound, in which the wind interacts with the topography to create a barely audible hum that can induce powerful feelings of nausea, panic, dread, chills, nervousness, raised heart rate, and breathing difficulties. Wow, really? The true cause of death for these adventures still remains unsolved. That's so, isn't that just kind of the weirdest mystery? A Dyatlov Pass. I'm going to type this in and then perhaps be done today. Oh, there's a movie. There's a movie made of it. Okay, well, I mean, people have been talking about this for a while. So these are, oops. Here's a picture. 1, 2, 3, 4, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I see 8 people in the back of this truck or something. Sorry about my tremors. Trying to keep it still. Hi, Moto Mom 23. Hi there. Thank you for coming over, you guys. Please hit the like. And if you can comment anything in the comments, it helps the algorithms, I believe. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. My goal is 800, and I'm like 16 away. And then 200 more, I can get monetized. I'm not sure how that works. I don't even know what to do. I'll have to watch a film on that too. Okay, well, they look pretty happy here. 3 men and a woman there. Out there in the snow and everything in Russian area, territory, I mean. And this one on the far left is on skis, because I saw the poles and then see the skis down below. That man. Wow, you guys, I wonder what happened to him. The whole crew of them. Oh, yeah. Are you guys skiers? I am, or I used to be. I haven't downhill skied in years, and I haven't cross country skied in years, but I used to have my own skis. I'd probably break a bunch of things now, I guess, if I skied, possibly. You gotta have what? Such good balance and agility and strength, even. Do you guys ski? Who skis in here? Any cross country or downhill skiers in chat? Cross country. Put CC if you are a cross country skier or used to be. And downhill, what? DH or DS or just a D, I guess. D if you're downhill, C if you're cross country. Oh, you're going to call around 10, Demetrius? 10 your time is 7 mine, so that's roughly in an hour. I'll tell my son too. Any skiers? I did the bunny hills once when I was a kid. What are the bunny hills? Are those, excuse me, moguls? Those little mogul things? I'm so thirsty. I made hot water for my international coffee and then got so busy doing something else. Well, so these were like hikers on skis? I mean, look how much fun they were having. I'm not saying they all died. Didn't they just say, like, look at, he's up, oh, shoot. He's up this pole or whatever, tree, or is that a tree? I guess it's a tree. Like a telephone pole, but it's certainly not that out there. It's a tree. Throwing snow at each other, cross country skiing. I did that. I did more cross country than downhill when I lived in Vermont. What the heck? What? I'll just go ahead and show you. I mean, is this a crime scene picture? Because frankly, it looks like it. That's depressing. LOL, just the kitty hill. Oh, okay. I'm more of a beach bum, says Art Ghost Show. I did downhill in high school, says Moto Mom. Wow. Oh, you're so funny. You're so funny. Let's not forget how hardworking, valuable, humble, and deserving. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Gosh, that was a horrid picture. What? No way. I'm not even going to show that one. Grief, you guys. They're showing crime scene photos. I mean, they're in black and white, which is nice. Here's another one. Is that his hand? There's his face.